Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Chef Drew from I'm Cooking, and 'tis the season for my pumpkin pie ice cream recipe. You feel me? First things first, we're going to preheat our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And to make the pumpkin puree, I cut a few pieces from a larger pumpkin and made sure that all the insides and the seeds were removed. After that, I wrapped those pieces individually in some aluminum foil and then placed them on a baking sheet. Once that's done, you're going to let them roast for 50 minutes. After the pumpkin's done roasting, don't be too eager to open up the aluminum foil because it's really hot. Keep them wrapped up for about 15 to 20 minutes before you open them up. While those pumpkin pieces are resting, we're going to move on to our ice cream base. You're going to need some heavy cream, whole milk, egg yolks, sugar, some salt, some vanilla bean paste, 1 vanilla bean pod. Now this is an important ingredient, so please do not substitute it for vanilla extract. And of course my pumpkin spice, which you can find the recipe for in my previous video. To a saucepan over medium heat, add your heavy cream, your whole milk, sugar, salt, your vanilla bean paste, your pumpkin spice, and with the vanilla bean pod, take a paring knife, slit it down the middle, and use the paring knife to scrape out all the vanilla beans into the saucepan. And when you're done, cut the vanilla bean pod in half and add 1 piece to the saucepan. Mix gently in the saucepan until all the sugar is dissolved and the pumpkin spice becomes aromatic. Remember, you want to continuously have a gentle simmer and not a rolling boil. Add your egg yolks to a stand mixer and let the eggs beat on the 4 setting for about 2 minutes. Pour 1 cup of the warm cream mixture into the mixer so it tempers the eggs, and let it continue to mix for an additional minute. Once the eggs are fully combined with the mixture, pour that remaining amount back into the saucepan and continue to mix over medium heat until that mixture becomes a little thicker. Pour the mixture into a glass container with an airtight lid. And make sure that you scrape all of your pumpkin spice and vanilla bean bits into the container. But this is when you remove the vanilla bean pod and discard it. Cover and then place in your refrigerator overnight. Now that your pumpkin has cooled down, use a spoon to scrape out all the flesh from the skin and scrape it into a medium-sized bowl. To the bowl of roasted pumpkin, I'm going to add some more pumpkin spice and a little bit of condensed milk. And just give it a quick mix until everything is well combined and that bright orange color gets dialed down to a lighter orange color, like this. Transfer your pumpkin puree into a plastic container. Now the pumpkin tends to be a little bit more chunky and full of those little stringy fibers, so I'm going to do something that's going to smooth it out. You can use any kind of fine mesh strainer. I'm using a cap strainer. You're going to place it in a container and pour your pumpkin puree into it and use a silicone spatula and just strain those chunky bits and those fibers out of the pumpkin puree through the strainer. This will make your pumpkin puree a lot smoother like baby food and easier to mix with your ice cream. You can now cover this up and put it in the fridge overnight. Now that our ice cream base has been completely cooled, I'm going to add it to my ice cream maker. I'm using a KitchenAid ice cream maker attachment, which I've placed in my freezer for about 24 hours to become completely frozen to make the ice cream process possible. You can use whatever ice cream machine you have on hand, but if you're using the KitchenAid attachment, you're going to turn this on to a setting of 2, or whatever machine of choice that you're using, you should be setting it to churn. This should take anywhere between 20 to 24 minutes. So while the machine is doing its thing, I'm going to prepare a special ingredient for this ice cream, Biscoff speculoos cookies. I love these cookies so much. They have all the same flavors as the pumpkin spice. It's going to add some texture to the ice cream, and I'm going to sprinkle a little crumble on top for the extra crunch. I just put them in a Ziploc bag and then use a rolling pin to crush them up, giving me little uneven pieces to mix in with the ice cream. By now I'm at the halfway mark of 12 minutes and you can see that the ice cream is starting to get a little thicker. So this would be the point where you'd want to mix in your add-ons that'll give your ice cream some character. So in this case, I'm going to be mixing in some spoonfuls of the pumpkin puree and a little bit of the speculoos cookie. I also added some more pumpkin spice because, well, it's called pumpkin pie ice cream and you gotta go hard or you go home, you feel me? So once everything is added to your liking, turn your ice cream machine back on and continue to churn for an additional 12 minutes. Transfer the ice cream from the freeze bowl into an ice cream scoop container. And make sure the edges of the container are nice and clean before you cover it and place it into the freezer. So after about 4 hours, your ice cream is ready to serve. Dip your ice cream scoop in some warm water and just give that a nice scoop. Okay, you could do like 2 scoops. 2 scoops is good. Sprinkle some of those speculoos cookies on top, and there you have it, folks, the pumpkin pie ice cream. You feel me? There's no doubt that this ice cream was jumping with flavor, from the speculoos cookies to the vanilla bean to the pumpkin puree, the homemade pumpkin spice. I mean, what more can you ask for? So if you like this recipe, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more dope cooking videos. And keep on cooking. Until next time, you feel me?